Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Thank you very much to Hats for casting that first game. My name's JT. Joining me is the big brain from Ireland. It's Cyclone Duke. How you doing?
Not too bad, JT. Not too bad at all. Looking forward to seeing the lads that we were casting on yesterday. We'll change this later. They went 2-0 against XSR Wet Noodles in some very close, very striking, tense games. And looking forward to seeing some more great Dota right now here in the semi-finals of the UKGL.
Well, at the moment, we've seen Dim Sum take the first game of this three-game best of three. And in quite emphatic fashion, they took the game very quickly. And they've been really showing why they're one of the other casters was telling me he's got him as a favourite, really showing us why that they are a very, very strong team and poised to do very well in this tournament.
Definitely was watching myself there. Saw James Bond having a very hard time supporting in his tri lane against, looks like Dim Sum had chosen a Weaver and went to town on them on that, causing a very early GG in the first game. So we're going to see now if we'll change this later, we'll be able to rise to this challenge and take back the second game and force to a game 3.
And that is something, I mean, we've hardly seen We'll Change This Later pushed out of their comfort zone like that before. Every game we've seen of them so far, their supports have just had the full roam of the map, been really good. And this is the first time we've seen, you know, these two very strong teams clashing, and Dim Sum really pushing ahead. Now let's have a look into the draft. Dim Sum banning out the Lich and the Naga Siren. We'll change this later. Answering with that Elder Titan ban. Just waiting on their second ban now.
So mostly common bans out so far. The Lich is obvious, the Naga Siren is fairly obvious. The Elder Titan and the Timbersaw, personal choices here so far. Offlaner choices I'll notice here, but I will change this later.
Yeah.
Changing up their ban strap from yesterday then. Meanwhile, Dim Sum just going for the obvious. You know, you don't want to have to go up against that Naga Siren sleep, that free initiation just because your support hits level 6. And nobody wants to have a Lich against them in a lane matchup. So that's all the bans out of the way, and Clockwork is the first pick up here from Dim Sum. How do we feel about this? What does this maybe say about how they want to play this game?
Well, I've watched a couple of Dim Sum games today. NX will probably be taking that Clockwork, and it does seem to be his signature hero. Really playing that hero so very well. Well-placed hook shots pretty much all the time, and just, you know, not a single cog out of place with Clockwork. So I think that's a very playing to our strengths kind of pick there with the Clockwork. I'm surprised We'll Change This Later didn't ban this out, because it's had a really good effect for Dim Sum over the course of this tournament.
And Dim Sum, We'll Change This Later reply with their tried and true tested Luna and Crystal Maiden combo. This is, I believe both of these heroes were played for We'll Change This Later in both of their games yesterday when they won both matches. Recoil on that Luna just can absolutely power down and always is able to find farm. And then Dim Sum counter with a Venomancer pickup.
And Venomancer too strong at the moment, especially against, there's a lot of pushing going on at as far as the current meta game goes, and Venomancer both fits into that pushing strategy, but also he's a very potent counter pusher. He can pull out a lot of aggression from level 2 onwards, and the amount of slows and dots he has, he's just a constant annoyance in teamfights, yet he's never target number 1, so he's always up there, he's always doing lots of damage, he's always getting a lot of dots and slows out. Let's have a look at the bans now. Phase 2 of bans coming up.
Venomancer will have to watch out for strong gankers though, so we might want to see what We'll Change This Later will pick up for their mid lane. And that looks to be what they might be trying to take care of right here now. By banning out a TA, they might be trying to pick up a hero that doesn't have, say, many dots perhaps for their mid. Meanwhile, Dim Sum banning out the Viper, another hero just very strong in this latest patch since that cooldown on his orb attack was brought down to 0, and Visage, a general nice all-round just ban for a support at this stage. So hoping to see maybe a mid pickup here, because I'm feeling that, as you said, the Venomancer is very nice, very all-round these days, particularly after the last patch. Kind of lost some of his counter-pushing abilities, since now you kind of need to, the current trend is to max that Gale followed up by the Sting, leaving wards behind, and it's an Earthshaker pickup.
Just another solid roaming support choice. The Crystal Maiden Earthshaker combo, we've seen this in this tournament so many times. It's one of the strongest tri-lane support combos at the moment because they can roam around from an early point, get a lot of kills. They've got a lot of kill potential, 2 very strong stuns, and a lot of damage between them as well, a lot of nuke damage. Dim Sum countering with their possibly their one position carry. I've seen Ash Like Snow play this hero a couple of times as well. Is Alchemist.
Interesting choices here. As you said, yes, that Earthshaker makes for a very nasty tri-lane, which we did see in action yesterday, this exact tri-lane of the CM Luna Earthshaker, and that is a very active, very bloodthirsty early tri-game. So Dim Sum need to be careful here and maybe consider not going for a defensive tri-lane and just trying to avoid that danger. And we get a Darkseer pickup for Will Changes later, so that's going to be their off-laner.
A very nice, comfortable, strong off-laner pick. And you know, it's actually odd to see Darkseer go through to this stage of picking, really. He synergizes well with the Maiden and the Earthshaker and the Luna. You know, lots of AoE damage to go with that vacuum. He also, his wall is very good against heroes like Alchemist, like Queen of Pain especially, although that was a bit preemptive. But against heroes like Alchemist, heroes like the Venomancer, because he can just copy them and do a lot of damage with them. Queen of Pain coming out from Dim Sum though.
5 seconds.
Very nice, very action-packed lineup here that we have for both teams. As you said, the Darkseer wall will be very good late game. If you get an illusion of the Venomancer for that dot, if Alchemist picks up an Assault Cuirass, he can basically cancel that by taking an illusion of his own Assault Cuirass. Queen of Pain, they're mid lane, so we're going to have to see very carefully what Will Changes later is going to pick up for their mid lane here against the Quap, possibly a Puck. And then we're going to probably have to see the final hero in the tri-lane to support that Alchemist for Dim Sum.
Yeah, they're going to go for the Puck.
A very nice answer to the Queen of Pain. Get a good Puck player, you can dodge those stifling daggers very well. And we saw Noob going nuts on the spear on the Storm Spear yesterday. Looking forward to see him get more footing on a Puck. He had a bad game here just a few minutes ago on his Puck. Hopefully he'll be able to get some more action in now. And Mirana is the counter.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. The good luck, have funs, go out. This is the UKGL Dota 2 University League Season 1. And this is Game 2 of a best of 3. Apologies if you can't see the pips up in game, they haven't been set. But this is Game 2, Dim Sum taking the first. A place in the grand final tomorrow afternoon is on the line in this game. If Dim Sum take it, they are going to that grand final to be played all for bragging rights. So let's introduce the team. And on the side of the Radiant, we've got Dim Sum. Faye playing that Queen of Pain on the mid. Lighty on the Mirana. Ash Like Snow playing what looks to be a support Alchemist. And an Artist going to be on that Venomancer, leaving NX on that Clockwork, his signature hero.
Meanwhile, on the Dire side, we have Recoil once again picking up that Luna, going to look to farm and get some nice Eclipse off. Scum Gummy on the Crystal Maiden, Noob on his mid Puck, James Bond on that playmaking Earthshaker one that we're going to get to see again today, and on the Darkseer we have Jailu. And looks like we might have a fight here soon in the Dire jungle.
Yep, all 5 players will change this later, just looking to really secure that jungle early on. Say, no, we want this jungle, we want to farm, we want to get Recoil farmed. And Dim Sum are just going to send out an arrow. It manages to hit Scum Gummy there, and they're going to look to go in. Earthshaker stun flies out, the Alchemist stun charging up. He's going to hit James Bond. Are they going to actually get anything done? Frostbite comes out onto Ash Like Snow. Both teams just trading a couple of blows there, neither one really taking the advantage. It looks like we're going to see an aggressive tri-lane here. Mirana, Alchemist and Venomancer. Such a strong tri-lane. One hit Alchemist stun into an arrow, it will equal death.
The air in that jungle is so tense you could cut it with a butter knife, I'm telling you, JT. Lot of danger just flying out right now. And I gotta say, I'm surprised at this support Alchemist rather than a Mirana. Mirana, not very farm intensive, all of her abilities kind of kick ass. She can deal a ton of magic damage. Just
early rotation, the Alchemist and Venomancer coming down, the stun comes out onto Noob, he doesn't manage to dodge it. The Gale comes out, but he's going to port to his orb. He's taking a lot of damage, a lot of slow, but he's going to be able to just duck under his tower. Puck's still so capable of getting away. Nice reaction there from Noob to get away from that that could have ended early, but a really good early, strong, aggressive rotation from Ash.
Tell you much, this much, JT, I did not see that coming even myself, and I can see the map. So I'm amazed and surprised that Noob was able to get away from that.
Definitely so, definitely so. But this Recoil Scummy and James Bond are taking this opportunity just to be quite aggressive on this Mirana here. Obviously Mirana is a very able hero. She can just jump away from a lot of things, throw out a stun. Team's pinging. Ash Like Snow and an artist are just coming in now to give a little bit of support.
And I have to say, I find it interesting to see a safe solo Queen of Pain.
Yeah, so it seems we've got NX on that Clockwork mid, which is quite a stronger, a very cocky thing to do. Take that Clockwork mid, especially against a Puck who should have quite a strong time against a Clockwork. But then
Definitely an odd one. But they're watching Clockwork's back though by doing that very quick rotation and sending some supports mid to kick that Puck out of the safety that he would have felt going up against a solo melee hero like Clockwork, and then leaving that Mirana on her own to solo that offlane. I think Mirana's actually a very underutilized offlane hero. She's quite good in the role.
Okay, then now we're back into this. And you've got to think that Quap is going to have a very fun time against that Darkseer. She can just happily hit him from range. She doesn't have to deal with going into melee range to last hit. She doesn't have to deal with the ion shell damage anywhere near as much. So you know what, I think that's quite a good idea. And Clockwork can stand up to a range. He's an offlaner normally. He'll happily go toe-to-toe with a Puck, not a problem. He'll get denied a couple of times, but...
He's standing up quite well so far. I mean, there's been a lot of disruption. I mean, the
top
CS
lane,
is
Alchemist stun's being charged. It's going to backfire on him. WCTL. They're going to isolate
Beautiful
the Alchemist
Fisher.
there. Lucent Beam comes out. They're going to see if they can get some damage done. Gale comes out onto Recoil and James Bond. But Ash Like Snow's trapped. Fantastic Fisher
in
there
the jungle.
from James
Crystal
Bond.
Maiden's going to go down to the
Absolutely amazing.
Mirana.
Crystal Maiden going down to the Mirana though. Looking for a revenge kill on Will Change This later. And they managed to get it. Wow. And I want to see a replay of that if I get chance, because that was just an amazing response there from James Bond, isolating Ash Like Snow with the Fisher there. Crystal Maiden falling though, but you know what, that's an Alchemist for a Crystal Maiden. That's not a bad trade. That's not a bad trade at all, and especially when you're playing defensive against an offensive tri-lane. If you can trade with them equally, you're probably winning that tri-lane, just because
Definitely.
you've got that defensive advantage.
If the kills in the farm are even in that tri-lane on tri-lane, then what have you got left? You've got a Clockwork who's standing up quite well to that Puck in mid, and a Queen of Pain who is far outdoing the Darkseer in the offlane.
Dire's middle tower
But
is
that was a nice, interesting exchange and really good quality Earthshaker play from James Bond there. And he's played that
Very
hero quite a
good.
lot this hero. Now
Definitely
Gale
a
coming out on
playmaker.
Recoil. Frostbite going to come out, and the Alchemist stun as well. The Acid Spray comes out as well. WCTL have to be careful to stand out of this, because it is a lot of very, very annoying damage, and it really does add up. So they have to be very careful, and some quite defensive wards here from WCTL, just really protecting that tri-lane, making sure that they've got vision on what the aggressive lane are doing at all times. But likewise,
Interesting. Just have to interject here for one there, JT. Interesting item choice here by the Queen of Pain, going for a Lincoln's first. Has that Ring of Health in her bags.
Ring of Health. It could be a Lincoln's first. What else could a Queen of Pain go for with a Ring of Health?
A Bloodstone, but nah.
It looks like she's going for Jailu here. Got a lot of damage going out on him. Jailu's just going to duck into the trees. It's alright, he's got Surge. He can surge away if Faye wants to blink onto him. Meanwhile, let's have a look top lane. Dim Sum just sort of penning Recoil. And there guy's back. Queen of Pain streaking ahead on the CS charts, but slowly backed up by 3 of WCTL. So the farm not going so well for Mirana. She's a couple of CS behind the Luna. But you know what? They're really being very aggressive, really contesting this top lane here.
Definitely. We're not seeing anyone really take command just yet. There's a lot of action
Mid.
in that tri-lane.
There's a bit of action mid, some rune control going in there. NX picked up the regeneration rune. The battery assault and the cogs come out. Noob tries to dodge it with the phase shift, but doesn't quite manage to. And that rune control did not go so well. That's not a kill you want to be giving up as a puck against a Clockwork.
Definitely
9
not.
times out of 10 you should be able to escape a Clockwork, no problem. But he'd already used the orb to get to, because he was a little late in controlling that rune. He'd used the orb, and he didn't have his escape then.
Top lane.
Top lane,
Mirana
arrow
bolt
hits
follows
recoil. Oh, very nice Fisher from James Bond. But Ash Like Snow's not going to manage. Noob comes in, manages to clean up the Alchemist, but Crystal Maiden's going to get denied by the puck. And we get to see our first denial of this game, and you're always going to see a fun game when there are dots involved, because there's always that chance for denial. Really nice TP reaction from Puck. Once again, an amazing Fisher from James Bond, just to really isolate the Alchemist once again, who was just a little too far forward.
Definitely, and the fighting continues here. Mirana just landing these
Mirana
arrows.
arrow coming out, and the Starfall. James Bond's going to man mode up, slams his totem down, but he gets cut down before he can even slap it round somebody's face. And
so many fights happening here.
It's
you can't
4-2
even
to
keep
dim
up.
sum.
That's 6 kills before the 6th minute. And I just got to give props here to Will Changes later. That reaction to that first gank up on that top lane. The Alchemist stun landed, followed up by an arrow. I cannot believe that Recoil got out of that alive. It's a testament to James Bond. Brilliant Fisher catching that Alchemist, and then the TP support by the puck to even get a kill out of it. A deny, rather, but very well played.
We've missed the gank bottom lane. Faye and Ash Like Snow on that Alchemist have managed to go on the Dark Serum, extend the lead to 5-2. Really screwing the nail in there, making sure that Queen of Pain gets the most out of that solo lane. And you know what? It's working out well for them, because NX on that Clockwork, he's already level 7 as well. He's got his bottle, he's got his boots. He doesn't need an absolute ton more to actually start being a real annoyance to the team. So I really do like this break from conventional laning. Ash Like Snow's still down here. Maybe wants to see if he can get a second kill on Jailu here. And just really ruin his day. But Jailu's got to see that. The stun's being charged up. Jailu's going to fire it and get fired on early. Nothing's really going to come of that.
You can't gank a Darkseer, and this game is just so incredibly busy that apologies for causing us to maybe miss that kill there on the bottom lane.
I know.
But it's between Mirana arrows and Alchemist bombs and what is now a hasted puck going through the dire jungle. We might have some fireworks here open in the top lane.
Scumgummy and Noob are rotating in, and they've got eyes on NX. And they've seen him, and they've seen he's a little isolated. Dream Coil comes out to stop NX. Battery Assault comes out, and the silence though, so no cogs. James Bond probably going to get the fissure, but out comes the Poison Gale from an Artist. Arrow flies out, long range, hits James Bond. Scumgummy's going to manage to get a good Nova off, but it's only James Bond who dies. And the Gale once again coming out onto Recoil. Recoil heavily slowed, being chased down by NX there. Trying to run rings around the tower, gets hit by the arrow though once again. Another of Lychee's arrows on the mark. And it's not that these are massive skill shots, he's just firing them when he knows he's going to hit them.
It's a case of well-placed aggression. The Noob coming in on the hasted puck there through the jungle. Unfortunately, they split. The Crystal Maiden on the puck went for someone in the lower jungle while another fight broke up in the top. And just unfortunately, they got kind of surrounded there and ended up losing a few players.
Middle tower is under attack.
That would have gone.
They did. Oh, and the Clockwork managing to get a killing spree. Was that an arrow shot? That was. Let's have a look where he was. He was trapped around here and then just got sniped by the rocket. Very nice aiming there from NX. Good teamwork communication as well. That's what you like to see as a Clockwork. And suddenly Dim Sum really making this early aggression work for them. They're 8 kills up to 2. 10 kills in the past 8 minutes. More than a kill a minute. It's what we like to see in Dota.
Hookshot mid lane.
Dominating.
Puck goes down to an Alchemist bomb.
And there's me missing another one. I was looking up because an Artist was looking to lurk into the jungle a little bit. Now mid lane NX up against Jailu. And meanwhile Faye down at bottom is just going to happily keep pushing this lane. How's his farm going? Well,
Jailu needs to be careful in this mid lane. Alchemist coming up.
It does. Is a stun being charged? It's not. Jailu's going to be able to get away from that with the surge. Power Tread's coming out on the Queen of Pain. I think she's just gone a Perseverance purely for that extra bit of lane staying power. I mean, sure, it can be built into a Bloodstone or, you know,
A Lincoln's.
a Lincoln's at any point. And Lincoln's is a great item on a hero with a blink. So
Top rune, Clockwork getting surrounded here.
He is. It pops the battery, so he's seen it. He's going to get the cogs in. He's going to isolate James Bond. Really nice cogs. Frostbite coming out from Skunk Dummy. J-Loom tries to vacuum him out, but it doesn't quite. And that's a mega kill streak for the Clockwork. NX on the Clockwork. His signature hero. 5-0 on it. Really
Poor
getting
James
a lot
Bond.
done.
Earthshaker, one of the few heroes that can be perma-stunned by battery assault. His cast animation too long to get any spell off there.
Meanwhile,
And
bot
it's
lane,
just a
Noob.
guaranteed kill.
Noob's low on health, but he's got an invisibility rune and he's hiding behind face, seeing if he can get the perfect opportunity to get it off. If he can get a quick Dream Coil and Silence follow-up, he might be able to do it. But the Mirana ulti's coming out for the invisibility, and we're going to see two from WCTL just converge on mid, and Moob, well, he can see the Queen of Pain. He knows she's there. Is he going to go on her, though? There's no support coming in. No, the invisibility is just going to wear off, and he's going to look to get that haste rune instead. And you know what? He could have tried, but I think he would have been turned around on it. I think he would have lost. Probably a wise decision there. Now they've seen NX in the jungle. NX is wrapping round, looking for that hook shot. It's off cooldown. And wow, this is an intense game.
But there's a lot of support here in that mid game.
There
You know, up on
really is.
top lane, Recall needs to be a bit careful.
Yeah, he's going to get galed under his tower. Long range arrow comes out,
Oh.
manages to hit. Wow! Needs to be careful of that courier, but that arrow hitting was just on point. Once again, Lychee taking advantage of that slowed Luna. A slow target, really easy to hit an arrow on. They can't turn as fast, they won't be able to dodge. And you'll get that arrow so often. And making the
Fantastic
most of it.
coordination between the players on Dim Sum.
And Dim Sum really showing, just out of execution, how they can be a much stronger team. And big scream comes out there on J-Lu, a lot of hate, just ensuring that kill. 12 kills to 2, and it's starting to look very grisly already. No towers down yet, starting to look very grisly. The Dream Coil, I think, came out there. No, it didn't, it was just the silence.
Yeah, definitely a bad situation here for Will Changes later to be in, particularly when your Luna has, you know, is 1 and 2. Luna only sitting on a Basilisk and Treads with a Bracer. Forced by a Bracer just to survive this early game. Might get a kill here on the Mirana.
Oh, they may do. The Dream Coil is broken by the jump. Tuck's going to get the kill. An Artist gets stunned as well. And they were a little bit too far forward. And that was a nice little pick off there from Will Changes later. Once again, that roaming support of James Bond and Noob rotating round as well, just to make sure that, you know, Mirana can't get away easily.
Definitely. And Will Changes later needed that. They needed that double kill. They needed Puck to get some gold, Crystal Maiden get some gold, and they need to take a tower from this. It looks like Clockwork's the only one who's wrapping around to defend this tier 1 tower, but Will Changes later is going to play it safe and back away. So this is a dire situation for Will Changes later, both gold and experience, about 5k in the favour of Dim Sum. How can they come back from this?
Well, they need to do what they did just, you know, get pick-offs when people get a little bit too far forward. Stay...
Bottom lane.
Oh. Bottom lane
Darkseer
TP
gets hit by
support
an
coming
Alchemist
in.
bomb.
Big Fisher from James Bond manages to get Ash like Snow, but his health regenerating way too fast. Noob's going to try and chase it down, but wisely backs off. There's the Queen of Pain support.
Jungle
in there.
on the top. Luna got
Jungle
caught
top
by
lane. Luna caught out by NX there, and that's going to be Scumgummy to get galed as well. And in comes the Clockwork. He's going to just come and walk in and see how many right clicks he can get off. Frostbitten in, it's not going to do much. The Plague Ward's coming down, just doing a little bit too much damage. And the Rocket comes out for the double kill. That's 7-0 streak for NX there. Now,
Talk about a long range rampage.
I know, but I mean, what he needs, it would be lovely for WCTL if they could get a kill off on NX, because he's got 7 kills to his name without a death. That means it's going to be a lot of gold.
JT, it might be here in this mid lane.
That's right, Lychee just a little bit too far forward, but that's fine. There's no Dream Coil up on the puck. Oh wait, there is. There is a Dream Coil up on the puck, but Lychee's a little too far away. You can just happily jump out, get within set range of the tower. Out comes the silence though, and the Dream Coil, so he can't jump away without getting stunned. The fish is already hit though. They're not going to be able to get there under the tower. And meanwhile, bot lane, Queen of Pain diving the Darkseer again.
Darkseer, I know that we missed that one, but at this point, Darkseer dying is becoming a common occurrence.
It really
Unfortunately,
is. He's got
0
4 deaths,
4.
0-4-0. A little
Very-
bit of a late
very well.
minus coming out on Lychee there on that one position Mirana. But you know what? It's not too bad.
She
Not a lot
does
of
scurry
push.
away and live.
Yeah, the only source of push that Dim Sum have really is that Venomancer. Now the Cog's going to come out from NX just to defend himself. Recoil and James Bond surging forward, seeing if they can get that kill. If Recoil can get a kill off on NX, that's going to be 800, 900 gold going his way. So that's definitely got to be something they're aiming for. But at the same time, Dim Sum have got to...
It just seems though that WCTL are nearly getting all these kills. They nearly got a kill there on Clockwork on the top lane, but James Bond just being a little bit late. And again, it's just this case of being a day late and a dollar short for WCTL here. They could take this back, but they need good team fight. At this point, Dim Sum are getting ahead of them in golden experience, and they've also just even taken a tower. But kudos out that play in the mid lane. Good team and James Bond. Bit of aggression here in the top lane.
Yep, however, the guys from Dim Sum are smoked up. They're wrapping round in the jungle. Now, have they seen Scumgummy and James Bond? Arrow flying out. Doesn't hit anyone, is it going to actually? No. Gale comes out. In comes NX with the cogs onto Recoil. And out comes the Alchemist stun as well. Meanwhile, Lychee and an Artist are going to manage to chase down Crystal Maiden. Are they going to get the Earthshaker as well? It looks like he is. He's going to try and TP out. No chance. He's going to get taken down as well. Dim Sum wrapping around to the top. They've got everyone here. Faye's going to blink forward. Bait out the phase shift. Arrow comes out. Dodged by J-Lu. They're going to... Faye's looking to really dive this quite heavily. Baits out the phase shift once more. Possibly looking for an opportunity to scream. 8 seconds on it. She's really close to that Orchid now. She's got her 2 Oblivion Staffs. All she needs is that recipe. And like NX has already got his Blade Mail. Now they're going to be gunning for NX because he's got a big kill streak. He's worth a lot of gold. But that's going to be so hard against a tanky Clockwork.
Yeah, this is a really bad situation for WCTL right now. Previously, Dim Sum have been getting kills. They've been wrapping around, getting ganks. I mean, look at the scoreboard. You can see what's been happening. Up until now, it's been by good rotations, good positioning, and just general good play. Now though, it's going to start happening purely due to virtue of items and levels, and it's at this point that WCTL need to make something happen.
Here's the Marana Royalty out. Rocket scouting. There's the fish from James Bond, but it's not going to help J-Lu. James Bond's also going to get taken down. Recoil out with the big Eclipse, manages to take out Ash Like Snow on the Alchemist. That's a 2-for-1 trade, and the Alchemist's not really playing a high position role. So that's a support for 2 supports. Another favourable trade for Dim Sum there. 15 kills to the better now. They've got the top 3 in net worth, and a lot of the game now is resting on the back of Noob and how effective he can be. But he's hardly got any items. He's got 1.6k in his bottle. He'll be looking for that blink. Won't be the quickest blink. If he can get it, he can do. He can start to be a real issue in these fights. But he's so far behind.
We saw two TP supports there to the top lane. They lose 2 supports and get 1 support in that fight. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain now has her Orchid and is just pushing and farming the bottom lane. So Dim Sum just keep getting stronger and stronger now. They can basically team fight without even needing to go full fight.
They're going to send down James Bond and J-Lu. Although, if you're Queen of Pain, you're not massively worried about an Earthshaker. Now, top lane, big freezing free without coming out from Scumgummy. An Artist going to dodge it. Faye's going to get a murder spree. A killing spree even on James Bond. Sorry, the GLaDOS announcer pack. I always call it a murder spree now. Scumgummy's going to get caught out by an Artist and NX. In come the cogs. Nicely placed. No chance. You're not teleporting out of there. Bit of a waste of a TP scroll if you ask me. If you know you're going to die.
Yeah, speaking of gonna die, Darkseer in the bottom lane here, silenced by Queen of Pain, run out of mana so he might get away.
Surge is out, Clock manages to blink, blinks defensively, sees the teleport coming in from the Earthshaker, no chance, I'm out of there. I've already got 1 easy kill with my Orchid. I'm just going to pick up this casual DD room because that's what I really need when I'm so far ahead.
Speaking of being so far ahead, look at the map, look at the lane equilibrium. Tier 2s for WCTL all being pushed.
Yeah.
And just everyone farming. And this is apparently James Bond dying to Queen of Pain with that DD on the bottom lane.
And I just casually have my camera languishing on that, but that is really... Faye is just absolutely hammering here. Mid lane, do we have an engagement coming in? No, Artist just...
Nearly.
Peppering around those plague wards. Blink comes out for the puck, but I think it's a little bit too little too late.
And
Map
Dim Sum
control. firmly
Dim Sum want to end this now. Map control,
really do.
as you say, fairly in control a bit in Dim Sum, but they're not farming their jungle. They're not stacking ancients. They're not taking Roche. They want to end this.
Yeah.
They want to keep this aggression up, push any lane that hasn't been pushed yet, and
They,
team fight.
they don't
because
need
they
to
can
take
win.
this late game. If they take this late game, they risk recoil on that Luna getting farmed. When recoil on that Luna gets farmed, things happen for WCTL. They've got a lineup that can really start to pressure and win a game at this point. They've got all the items they need. Hookshot coming out there from NX. Lincoln
Not
Sphere
gonna
now
land.
pretty much ready, the Quap. She's about 500 gold off it.
This
Clockwork's going
Alchemist.
for his Oh, and the arrow, another Lychee arrow hits. Another quality cogs goes in there. Rico doesn't even need to... NX doesn't even need to hookshot in there. Godlike kill streak there. Faye getting a double kill. They've lost 3 there. Even with the Darkseer wall up, nowhere near enough.
This is the point of no return. When a support alchemist is in your diving your fountain nearly and getting kills,
Lucent Beam comes
it's
out.
nearly a loss.
Are they going to try to actually kill him? He blinks away though. Blink on the Alchemist. Is he going to manage to TP? No, the Lucent Beam breaks it. Lots of HP regen. Well, that was a bit of a Pyrrhic victory there. Consolation kill, if anything. Meanwhile,
Blink Alchemist,
whilst they've been doing that, they've just lost a tier 2 mid. They've just lost even more map control. All they have are these 2 defensive wards placed. Well, actually no, sorry, they have that ward there. These are very aggressive wards coming in from Dim Sum, just really pinning the guys from WCTL back into this sort of area here. That's literally it. That's all that WCTL have right now.
And again, we see, even in such a commanding position, when they're getting kills inside the Dire base, they're still not retreating. Clockwork, the only one going there to explore his jungle, and the rest of Dim Sum all still pushing the lanes.
But that's purely because he's 300 gold away from his Aghanims. The moment he gets that Aghanims, he can just stand outside that base. He'll be hookshotting from left to right, all the bloody time. And WCTL won't see the end of it. So they're just trying their best to get some measure of control there.
But it's very dangerous to get any kind of control when you've got Venomancer placing wards around the only place where you have any space here, near the Roche pit.
And both teams looking for that Roche fight. The arrow comes out, manages to hit Jaylu, just scouting that out. Now the Mirana has got her Manta style. Hookshot coming in from NX, pops his blade mail up, just casually stands there firing rockets at the Darkseer. James Bond's going to try his best to lock some people in, but they're just going to dive on the rest of them. Hook. Face shift baited out, doesn't really matter. That's a 4-man
This is going to be game.
Yeah,
This is going to be game.
This has to be either Rax, Roche, if not GG, because they're 31 and 6 ahead on the side of Dim Sum here. NX just TPing back just so he can get that Aghanims. More for the scoreboard, if anything, because they're pushing this tier 3 now, and all 5 players for Dim Sum are more farmed than Recoil.
Yeah, every single player.
Faye
on Dim Sum
blinking
is
in
higher.
there. Lincoln Spear Pop doing a lot of damage. In comes an artist. The recoil comes in with the Eclipse. The Eclipse is going to do quite a bit of damage. Manages to take out the Alchemist. James Bond, is he going to take out Faye? Faye diving, going to be taken down by the tower though. A lot of gold split across there. And meanwhile, Doom manages to just about, but gets hook-shotted by NX. Once again, that clockwork from NX. He hasn't died yet. He's 13-0. He's about to go 14-0. Gets the cogs, misses, but he's got the hook shot again. Yep, that's a double kill for him. Is he going to get away with his life? Scumgummy's chasing after him now. He's taking a lot of damage. Pops up the blade mail. Out comes the frostbite though. He's got his TP. I think he's going to die here. Hook shots away to a creep. And my camera couldn't move fast enough. He's got 95 HP. Oh my goodness.
So a lot of diving there. A lot of, confidence from being ahead and money and gold and just diving the tier 3s. Results in a lot of deaths for Dim Sum. But unfortunately, WCTL won't be able to get too much out of this. The lanes are too pushed. They can't sneak a Roche. So it's going to need a hell of a lot of luck and skill and timing for them to win a team fight and possibly take this back. But in the meantime, every tower still stands for Dim Sum.
Yeah.
And unless they slip up horribly, I don't see them losing this game.
That's a bit of a victory gem there for Venno. An NX on that clockwork. Whoever's got to play Dim Sum next, whoever's taking on Dim Sum when it comes to the final, has to be very careful. I don't expect them to let this clockwork
Luna
go
getting
through the
caught
ban.
alone by Queen of Pain in the jungle. Orchid
Oh, dear.
Scream dead.
Orchid Scream dead. The TP support coming in from James Bond on the Earthshaker. He's going to pop the Fisher out, but in comes the hook shot from NX. Going to make this 15-0. And this is a dominant clockwork performance from him. Really is. Faye's going to catch out Scumgummy, get the silence out. Scream doesn't hit, but the blink comes forward, and they get the kill there. J-Lu manages to surge away, gets hook shotted in again, and once again, NX hitting a perfect hook shot. The kill goes to Faye there, but my goodness.
WCTL cannot so much as get within line of sight of Dim Sum without just dying and dying and dying at this point.
They can't. NX with these hook shots. 15-0-9. He's been involved in 24 kills so far, and hasn't died a single time.
Yeah.
Just a
Open
dominant.
up your level graph there, JT.
Dire's top tower is being
Oh,
attacked.
the XP graph or the level graph? Because the
Hero
XP
level,
graph,
press E.
hero level, wow,
Dire's
that
top
really
tower
does
is
say
under
it all.
attack.
Queen of Pain at top at level 19. The lowest level on Dim Sum, the Venomancer and Alchemist at 13, equals the highest level, the Puck, on WCTL. And if you look at the XP and gold graphs, I'm going to get those away because we've got a bit of a team fight. 2-man Dream Coil and the Echo Slam. Big vacuum into an Eclipse as well. They've managed to take out 2. James Bond's down. Ash like Snow though. He's coming in here. He's punching Recoil in the face. He gets frostbitten up. And they've taken 3 out. They forced out 2 buybacks there. And that's been the first death for NX on that clockwork. A really nice engagement there. The Dream Coil vacuum into the Echo Slam and the Eclipse. But they did just sort of put everything into it, and all they got were 3 buybacks and the gem. Now Dim Sum can still just... And they're there again, they're pushing it. They know that all the ultimates are down. What are WCTL actually going to do right now? Absolutely nothing. NX...
At the end of it...
Hook shot and cogs in. Out comes the Blade Mail. Lots of damage flying out on him. Unfortunately, it doesn't get reflected back to the towers. Long range arrow flying out from Lychee, doesn't hit. That's a Rax down now.
At the end of it, a very convincing, very good show of skill there by WCTL at their front doors. Good use of skill and abilities to get a few good kills, losing only the Earthshaker. But unfortunately, as you pointed out, right afterwards there's 4 heroes knocking on their racks. So even when they do play well and take the team fight, they're still in such a bad position here. But it looks like Dim Sum are backing away. Looks like they want to take Roche before they go for a final push.
They've got a lot of negative armor here as well. This Roche is going to go down very quick. WCTL, no map control, no way of getting there quick enough. It's a free Roche. It's a free Aegis for somebody. Who's going to take it? They're going to deny it. Now, I don't know if that was a misclick. I don't know if that was a bit of maybe disrespect. They all seem to be... They're not 6-slotted. NX had a spare slot available, so I'm not sure what happened there. They're not 6-slotted.
They're confident.
They're confident. Possibly a little bit disrespectful as well there.
Possibly.
I'm not too sure what some people would have to say about that. But it looks like they're going to just look to push out this top lane and, you know, put a real...
Well, they need to put an end to the game one way or another at some point here. The mid lane is pushed. It's got Mega Creep, so wrapping around, I mean, you do have the Mirana slowly pushing out that bottom lane by herself, while the other 4 can confidently teamfight by themselves here in this top lane. And it looks like the tier 3 on top might be where the fate of this game is going to be decided.
That's right, Faye's just surging forward. He's got an MKB on that Queen of Pain now, doing a lot of damage. NX, of course, 2.2k, as well as that Ags and Blade Mail. Artist playing the support there. Been putting down lots of wards of his own making, and of course normal wards as well. He's got his Arcane Boots and Mech. And that leaves Lychee, who's picked up a Manta Star, who's got an Eagle Song now as well, so looking for that butterfly. So much damage coming out from Dim Sum here, and they're just going to look to slow siege this tower now. They've got the Acid Spray, they've got the Veno wards, they've got a ton of damage, and they've also got an Alchemist who can just say, look at me, I'm big and purple, come and hit me. Noob's going to come and get him. One-man Dream Coil. Big vacuum comes out. Faye gets a dominating streak, and Lychee pulls out the damage. Huge freezing field coming out from Scum Gummy, though. Double kill, though, on the side of Piranha. And that's going to be 3-man wipe. That's going to be a top Rax as well.
Yeah, a nice team fight there. Some okay performances there by WCTL. That's
And there's the GG.
That's the GG.
That's the GG, and that's our first finalist. We have our first entrant to the grand final, Dim Sum, taking that game emphatically. WCTL, though, it's not all over for them. They still have the chance. They still have they will move down to the lower bracket. They'll have another game tomorrow, another chance to get into that grand final. But my goodness, that was an exciting match.
That was a show of force.
It really was a very strong show of force, and Dim Sum really showing why they deserve to be in the grand final. Well, that is it. That is it for our coverage of UK Gaming League Dota 2 Season 1 for today. We are back tomorrow on Twitch TV, twitch.tv/UKGL TV, where we have got the last of the lower bracket games, and then it's the grand final. Dim Sum are already in there. They've claimed their ticket to it. It's going to be casted by the man himself, Pyrian Flax. It's going to be really great. That's coming from about 5 o'clock tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned. Have us follow our Twitch channel. Make sure that you get an email saying, guys, we're on Dota.
Let's do it.
But until then, my name's been JT. Joining me has been Cyclone Duke.
And well, thanks for watching, and as always, have an exquisite day.